Now in this lecture we'll talk about the story of the great poem The Knight in the Panther Skin. Actually, in a nutshell, we can say that the story is about the adventures of two knights, Tandil and Tariel. Tariel is the hero of the story with the nickname The Knight in the Panther Skin, and Tandil is the commander of the Arab armies. And the story in more detail can be divided into two parts. The first part is the search for Tariel with the nickname The Knight in the Panther Skin in the hero of the poem, and the second part is the search for Tandil's beloved Tandil. The second part is the search for Tariel's beloved Nestan Darajan. So, in the first part, the search for Tariel, one day, Tandil, the commander of the Arab armies, challenges King Mustaban, the king of Arabia, to a hunting competition. After 3 days of shooting game, they take a break and they rest under a tree, and suddenly they saw a mysterious knight dressed in a panther skin crying by the river. So King Mustaban was very curious about the mysterious knight, therefore he sends slaves to contact him, but the mysterious knight reacts violently and kills all the slaves sent to encounter him, and then disappears. King Mustaban sends parties all over the world in order to find the mysterious knight, but becomes disheartened when he fails. And then Tinatin, the only daughter of King Mustaban, asks from Tandil to find the mysterious knight in 3 years, promising him to marry him in return. So Tandil searches the mysterious knight for 2 years and 9 months, and finally he finds him. The mysterious knight tells Tandil that his name is Tariel, and he was the commander of the fleet of India, and that he was also in love with King Parsedan's daughter, Nestan Darajan, but she was abducted by the Kaji, the demon king, and from that moment he became very depressed, and he was always crying, and he secluded himself in a cave with only a maiden by his side. So after he hears the story, he's very excited, and he promises Tariel friendship and brotherhood, and he also promises him to help him to find his beloved Nestan Darajan. That is the first part of the story, the search for Tariel. The second part of the story is the search for Tariel's beloved Nestan Darajan. In the second part, Tandil, Tariel, and also Pridon, the ruler of Mulgazanzar, with 300 soldiers, go to the Kaji's country to try to rescue Nestan from her captivity. But the problem is that the Kajis are very strong fighters, and also Nestan Darajan was kept on the top floor of a high-rise. Nestan Darajan was imprisoned on the top floor of a high-rise building, and 24 hours guards secured the prison in order to prevent her from escaping and in order to prevent others to rescue her. So actually it was an impossible mission to rescue the star from her captivity, but the 300 soldiers with Oftandil, Tariel and Bridon did the unthinkable, and they succeeded to rescue the standard Rajan, Tariel's beloved, from her captivity by the Khaji's. And the story ends in an happy ending in the sense that Oftandil marries Tinatin, and Tariel, the knight in the panther skin, marries his beloved, the standard Rajan. In the next step I will tell you the story even in a more detail. So, as I already mentioned before, the story can be divided into two parts. The first part is Oftandil's quest for Tariel, the titular, the knight in the panther skin, and the second part is Oftandil's quest for the standard Rajan, Tariel's love. So in the first part, the search for Tariel, the king of Arabia, Ostevan, has no sons and confers the kingship on his only daughter, the beautiful and wise Tinatin. She has a tender affection for Oftandil, the knight and commander-in-chief of Ostevan armies. One day, Oftandil challenges King Ostevan to a hunting competition. After 3 days of shooting game, they encounter a knight crying by a river. He is dressed in a panther skin and kills the slaves sent by the king to contact him, then disappears. Ostevan sends all parties across the world to search for the mysterious knight, but becomes disheartened when he fails. Tinatin asks Oftandil to find the strange knight in 3 years, promising him her hand in marriage in return. After 2 years and 9 months of searching, Oftandil finds the knight in the panther skin hiding in a cave with only a maiden for company. His name is Tariel, he is the son of King Saridan, who has the 7th kingdom of India. He had served as heir to King Parsedan, king of the other 6 kingdoms of India, for many years before falling in love with Parsedan's daughter, Nestan Rajan. Tariel wages war with the Qatarians to earn the favor of Nestan, but is dismayed to learn that she has already been promised to the Khwarezmian prince Khorezm. Tariel couldn't bear the idea of her marriage, and at Nestan's request he killed the suitor Khorezm. The princess was placed on a boat and set adrift on the seas. Despite Tariel's lengthy search for his love, he couldn't find her. Later, he met Nuruddin Pridon, ruler of Urgazanzar, who told him that Nestan was alive but trapped on a distant boat. Tariel retired to a cave to live in the wilderness with Asmat, the former servant and messenger of Nestan. Moved by this story, Oftandil promises his friendship and brotherhood to Tariel and agrees to help him find his love, Nestan Rajan. Oftandil returns home to Arabia and tells Tinatin the story of Tariel. Against King Ostevan's wishes, he returns to his new friend Tariel. So this is the first part of the story, the search for Tariel. The second part of the story is the search for Tariel's beloved, Nestan Rajan. So in the second part of the story, Oftandil then leaves Tariel to go to the kingdom of Pridon, where he doesn't hear anything new about Nestan. Continuing his quest, he arrives in the city of Bulandshahr. He meets Patman, the wife of the chief Hussein, who falls in love with him. After sensing she knows the fate of Nestan, succumbs to Patman's seduction. She tells him she has been keeping Nestan at her place, and as Nestan was promised to the king's son, she helped her escape, but in her flight, Nestan was abducted by Kaji, the demon king. Aftandil then returns home to Pridon and to the cave of Tariel, and later all the three friends, that is to say Aftandil, Tariel and Pridon, decide to go to the country of Kaji with an army of 300 men to find and deliver Nestan. When she is released, all return to Arabia, where King Kostevan forgives Aftandil his flight and breaking the king's order. They all celebrate the marriage of the latter, that is to say, Aftandil, with the king's only daughter Tinatin. They then leave for India, where Tariel marries his love Nestan. Pridon also returns to his homeland, that is to say, Mugazanzar, and the three friends reign happily with prosperity and generosity in their own respective realms. Okay, thank you very much.